Well, the Neighbors for Newtown, made up of local parents and friends, is dedicated to providing immediate and continuing support for the families who lost loved ones at the tragedy of Sandy Hook. And so tomorrow, Sunday, January 20th, the Neighbors for Newtown Benefit, will be held in Milford at Studio 8 on Peps Farm Road. Did I say that right, guys?
Pepe's Farm.
Pepe's Farm Road. All proceeds from this event will go to the My Family, I am really having problems here this morning. The Neighbors for Newtown Benefit will be held at Milford, Pepe's Farm Road, the My Sandy Hook Family Fund.
That's it.
Okay, got it. Here to tell us more is Mark Kaminsky.
Thank you.
And Rob Commando. I got it right, didn't I, Rob? Creator and director of the My Sandy Hook Family Fund. Welcome to you both. Thanks for getting up this morning.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
So much to talk about. I guess first we're going to get a little personal in the sense that you did not have to be directly connected to this to be impacted by what happened here. How did this impact both of you, either from a personal level or just from an emotional level?
Rob, do you want to start?
Well, I live in Sandy Hook, and I'm associated with the Newtown Youth Wrestling, and we've been wrestling at Sandy Hook School for myself and the kids have been wrestling there for a couple of years. And we were very close with, all those little kids, and Jack Pinto especially was one of our wrestlers. So it caught us hard, and we were basically flat on our backs.
Mark, you?
Same thing. I mean, I'm from Milford, and we started the Neighbors for Newtown Benefit. But the reason being, I have two young kids, such as most of us here. One of them being a first grader. When it happened, it was literally probably one of the most amounts of crying that I've done on a particular day. And then after picking up my son from school that day and passing the police, I went home to my wife and I said, we really need to do something.
Sure.
Should we go to Newtown? We'll just get in the way, So we really try to think of something that we can do to give back. And that's how we met Rob with the My Sandy Hook Family Fund. And we said, let's put a benefit together, raise some money, and donate it to an organization that's going to give it directly to the families.
Well, let's talk about that. That's why you're here, of course. What is the benefit? How is this going to be helping families? Because I think in many instances, there's been so many fundraisers, people are wondering exactly how they can help and where exactly the money is going to go to help.
Right. Well, the benefit itself, the Neighbors for Newtown, is really just a benefit put together by the great people of Milford. It's myself and several families, businesses that came together and said, let's donate our time and money and put together an event of not so much mourning, but more of like a celebration of community.
Sure. And
so we have bands like J. Rowe and Timmy Maya and Tangled Vine. There's going to be a bar by Two Poor Guys, food by Bin 100 and Anthony's Ocean View here in New Haven. So a lot of these businesses have come together and say, let's put together an event that brings us together, and let's have fun, and let's celebrate the meaning of community, and 100% Family Fund.
Rob, what's that mean to you with your connection?
Well, I'll tell you, there's been so many wonderful organizations that have kind of self-organized in some ways. Some for example, Mark's efforts is just self-organized. And we're seeing that from all over the country. Folks, bake sales are selling stickers. We had a Cheesecake Factory donate all their tips from New Year's Eve to through New Year's Day. That was like a $10,000 donation. Right. So you see this from all over the country with the warmest wishes coming in through the website. People kind of sending me their emails expressing their deepest sympathies. And it's touching. And while we're all heartbroken, we're, I guess, invigorated by the fact that so many people have reached out. We have raised over $1 million, $1.1 million. Wow. And it started from our kitchen table. My wife and I sat down thinking about a way we could make a difference. And everybody's I think it's resonated with everybody because we're only focusing, our only mission is the 26 who have lost their lives. And 100% of that money is going to those 26 families. And we're excited about that. We think this is an appropriate application of philanthropy.
Well, I think what's important about that, too, is the sense that in this 24-hour news cycle that we're on now, obviously this dominated headlines for a good 2 weeks, and then we start moving on. Right. But yet, while Newtown wants some space, for fundraisers like this, there's still so much need that we can't lose sight of folks, first responders, families. They're going to need benefits like yours. to have some help.
Right. It really is amazing the amount of help that is going to be needed long term, and this is something that Rob and I have been talking about. United Way is doing an awesome job with the United Way of Western Connecticut, and it's more of that long-term goal. Looking at these little kids, just looking at my 7-year-old son, and thinking about if he was in that room or in that school when that happened, what kind of effects for his life when he's my age, when he's my father's age, grandfather's age, that there's going to be a lot of money needed and a lot of support long term, and that's kind of why we're partnering with Rob.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for getting up this morning, hanging there. Good work. That's
Thanks so
great.
much
We
for
like the
having
good
us.
stories too here. That's good stuff. Listen, we want you to go onto our website. You can get more information. We're sometimes limited by time with things like this, but go on our website. You can find all the information for this great benefit and help out the folks there in Newtown. Okay.